This episode has been shot on the Insta360 X5 and Ace Pro 2. Stay tuned to find out how you can get a discount on your own Insta360 camera. Europe's most famous underwater cave system is millions of years old. Today, we are diving the Ressel cave in France, in today's episode on the DiveSAGA channel. When people talk about cave diving in Europe, the Lot is probably one of the first places that comes to mind. And in the Lot, no place more legendary than the Ressel, the favorite training ground of most cave divers in the region and in Europe at large. That's because the Ressel has over 4 kilometers of tunnels and passages to explore. L'Emergence du Ressel is one of the most iconic cave dives in France, and for good reason. The entrance lies at the edge of the 𝐶𝐸 River, a picturesque but unassuming spot that hides one of Europe's most impressive submerged cave systems. The Ressel cave has been dived, explored and photographed extensively and is loved by many, so I want to do a good job in filming it. That is why I teamed up with cave divers Ruben and Penelope to help with lighting and modeling. We're actually going to be diving scooters today, not really because we have to, because our maximum penetration distance is about 400 meters, but it's a fun way to explore the Ressel system, so why not? Our maximum planned penetration distance is around 400 meters or 1200 feet. This is because at that point the cave increases significantly in depth. Nevertheless, 400 meters with a maximum depth of 30 meters 100 feet is a lot of ground to cover, so by using scooters, we'll be able to move efficiently from point to point. So we stage our scooters and cylinders in the 𝐶𝐸 River, and you might be wondering, why in a river? Weren't we diving in a cave? One of the things that makes Ressel so unique is where it starts, because the entire cave system feeds right into the 𝐶𝐸 River, the body of water that I'm standing next to right now. When you dive here, you're entering an underground river that is part of a massive aquifer underneath the valley. In previous adventures on the DiveSAGA channel, we've visited many caves before, many of them often decorated with stalactites and stalagmites. The caves in the Lot region are nothing like that. The caves here are erosion systems. The Ressel cave began forming millions of years ago. The landscape here is built from thick layers of limestone. Over countless millennia, rainwater absorbed carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, seeping into the cracks in the limestone, slowly dissolving the rock, enlarging fissures into tunnels and tunnels into vast chambers. If you've seen our mini-series about Bohai mines, then you may have seen the episode where exploration diver Mikko Pasi uses a DPV and an Insta360 camera to produce photogrammetry maps of the mines. I figured I would steal that setup and try to improve on it a little bit, and I can do that thanks to the Insta360 X5, the latest 360 camera. It has a feature called Pure Video, which allows you to shoot in even more dimly lit environments. And here in the Ressel cave, we are definitely in a very, very dimly lit environment. So we're putting the invisible selfie stick onto the DPV, very steadily secured. We have the underwater housing, and of course we're going to insert the X5 360 camera. Let me know what you think of the results, and if you would like to get your own Insta360 X5, you can absolutely do so via the link below, and it helps the DiveSAGA channel. I also want to thank Insta360 for continuously supporting the DiveSAGA channel. I'm super grateful for that. Let's go diving. time to put our artistry to work and find out if we can create some unique images of the Ressel cave system. Before we enter the river, we set up our 𝐾𝐸 Sidewinder rebreathers and suit up in some warm, thick undergarments. Although we're in the middle of summer, the water temperature in the Ressel is consistently around 14 degrees Celsius or 57 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're planning a 2-hour dive. Most of the gearing up happens in the water, and once our thorough pre-dive checks are done, we fire up our DPVs and cruise upstream to the entrance of the Ressel cave. This is a great opportunity to test our equipment and to make sure everything is 100% functional before the dive. Just like on this dive site here, it is not uncommon for many caves in the area to feature a thick climbing rope from the surface into the cavern area. This time of the year, cave divers can certainly still choose to tie their own cavern line into the system line. But during winter, when the underground river is spewing water, pulling yourself along the climbing rope is the only chance you have to maneuver yourself into the mouth of the cave. We kick our scooters into gear and start exploring this hidden river. You will immediately notice the grooves in the wall surfaces, caused by millions of years of erosion. The ceilings are not decorated but flat, because this same erosion can cause entire sections of ceiling to fall down at once. Many sections of the cave are definitely tunnel-shaped. It's easy to see how millennia of erosion have helped the water find its way to the 𝐸𝐵𝐿 River. At the same time, the layers of white limestone rock serve as a record of exactly how long this process has taken. Seasonal flooding and shifting water levels further shapes these passages, smoothing over walls and carving out siphons. This is a slow but relentless process. Geology is measured not in decades, but in millions of years. One defining feature is the clarity and stability of the water. Fed by a vast underground catchment, the flow is usually gentle but constant. Combined with its beauty and scale, this has made Ressel a favorite training ground for world-class explorers and a favorite for filming projects. It's a place where both the cave and the dive plan demand respect. Slowly but surely, 𝐿'emergence du Ressel gets deeper and deeper. Through a series of pits, the depth drops from an average of 10 meters 30 feet to 15 meters, then 20 meters, and eventually through pit number 3 to a depth of 30 meters 100 feet. Even on our rebreathers, our no decompression time here is limited. Eventually, we reach the 400-meter, 1,200-foot mark, where a fourth gigantic drop takes the cave to 50 meters, 165 feet, and onwards. This is our turning point for today, but it's hard to turn around and look away. It's as if the blue abyss of the Ressel is calling our name. But good cave divers respect their limits, so we turn our scooters around and start working our way back to the cavern area. Although the way out is typically conducted faster than the way in, we do have a series of ascents, which we of course need to swim so as not to exceed our maximum ascent rate. And we need to retrieve our line markers, which we had set on the way in. On our final run towards the exit, we scan every corner of the cave and try to take it all in. How lucky we are to live in a future where we can scoot with futuristic underwater machines through Jurassic limestone that is 150 million years old in million-year-old hidden waterways. Hidden rivers that have hydrated European history for millennia. If you're a cave diver and have not yet ticked l'emergence du Ressel off of your bucket list, let this be your sign. If you're anything like me, I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Guys, another amazing dive. This was Ressel in the Lot region of France, one of the most popular caves in Europe. If you want to support the DiveSAGA channel, you can actually become a DiveSAGA member or an all access member. You get special perks. There is a join button below the video, not to be confused with the subscribe button. If you can, do both. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for another cool cave dive on the DiveSAGA channel.